Hello, my name is Jennifer Terri. I'm with Philippine Travel Updates. Kumusta kayo guys? Today is February 8. Ooh, just one more day. February 10, diba, the Philippines will reopen. I'm so excited. Anyways, let's start our update with today's press release from the Bureau of Immigration entitled, "The Bureau of Immigration says not all alien tourists can enter the Philippines without a visa beginning February 10. We already know about this, that only fully vaccinated foreign nationals coming from the countries under the Executive Order 408 can enter the Philippines visa-free. Okay, there are 157 countries on that list. So if you are fully vaccinated foreign nationals of those countries, then you may enter on February 10. While for countries not on that list, they are called visa-required countries. They will have to secure an EED and a 9A visa to enter the Philippines. Unfortunately, even though that the Philippines will reopen to 157 countries, well, countries not on that 157 list still need a EED and a 9A visa. It's still complicated. So we're asking, lift the EED, let visa-required nationals apply for the visa at the Philippine embassies. The Immigration Commissioner issues a firm warning. Only fully vaccinated can enter, or else they will be denied entry even if they have a valid visa, an EED, or whatever visa you have. You need to be fully vaccinated to enter the Philippines. Just to be very clear, no? If you're a Filipino citizen, first, you don't need to be fully vaccinated. Unvaccinated Filipinos may enter, go home to the country. Don't need visa, you don't need insurance, you don't need a return ticket, but you must register to One Health Pass. Sa mga Pilipinong nanonood, gumawa na po ako ng tutorial para mag-register sa One Health Pass. Check out this video. Next up, for Balikbayans, there were a lot of confusions for Balikbayans. Anyways, we'll talk about that after I show this graph. For Balikbayans, you need to be fully vaccinated. Everyone who are 12 years old and over, okay, I'm Balikbayans, I'm talking to former Filipinos and foreign spouse and children. And then you don't need a visa, but you need an insurance, return ticket. I put an asterisk on this one. We'll talk about that later. And then you also have to register to One Health Pass. While for foreign tourists from non-visa required countries under EO 408, yes, you need to be fully vaccinated, 12 years old and over. You don't need a visa. You need an insurance, you need a return ticket, and then you must register to One Health Pass. And last classification are visa-required nationals and foreigners holding existing visas who are re-entering the Philippines. You already know other types of visas, SRRV, whether you are holding a economic zones visa or an SRRV, paulit-ulit, 13G, 13A, 9F, 9G. I don't memorize all the types of visas, but you already know all types of visas. First, you need to be fully vaccinated to enter the Philippines if you're 12 years old and over. And then, of course, you need your visa valid and existing. No, you don't need insurance because you are not entering as visa-free. So, insurance is not required for you. Return ticket, no, it's not required for those holding visas. And then you also have to register with One Health Pass. Yeah. I hope that is clear. I still get questions from Filipinos. Hindi nyo po kailangan ng visa, yung mga return ticket. Wala po yung issues na ganyan. Actually, yung pinaka-importante lang sa inyo yung negative test result 48 hours and One Health Pass. O yung vaccinated, magdala sila ng proof. Yun lang. Now, let's talk about former Filipinos, those who are qualified for the Balikbayan privilege, so foreign spouse, children of Filipinos and former Filipinos traveling with them. Let's say I'm a Filipino citizen, I am traveling with my foreign spouse. He's a foreigner, he's traveling with me. He will be availing the Balikbayan privilege. No, Balikbayans have been allowed since 2020, but there are big changes, no? Since foreign tourists are allowed, there are conditions for them. Unfortunately, you guys are also covered by those conditions. There has been a lot of confusion and conflicting statements from immigration about this one. They said insurance and return ticket of 30 days is not required, but then later on we asked them, they're telling it's required. So I called immigration this morning. After trying so many numbers, I finally got the hold of the Ports Entry Division of Terminal 3. And they explained that the Balikbayan privilege is still on. You can still avail it. You can still stay here 1 year, visa-free entry and stay in the country. But you will have to comply with the new requirements. It's not just for, foreign tourists, foreign tourists, but it also covers Balikbayans. So you will have to secure an insurance. The insurance requirement is this. Insurance requirement must be obtained before you arrive in the country. So you must have it before your arrival. And it should cover COVID-19 treatment costs from reputable insurers with a minimum coverage of 35,000 US dollars for the duration of your stay in the country. We'll talk about that later. But with the return ticket, they said that as long as you can show the documentary proofs that you can avail the Balikbayan privilege, then the return ticket of not more than 30 days will no longer be asked. However, if you go check Philippine Airlines website, if you check the immigration advisory, well, it clearly states there that Balikbayans are also included from that requirement, a return ticket of 30 days. It just doesn't make sense. You can stay for 1 year, but you need to show a return ticket of 30 days. But I just want to be clear, immigration will not be strict as long as you have the Balikbayan privilege documentary proof. So you already know, we've already talked about this hundreds of times. For former Filipino citizens, either an old or expired Philippine passport or a Philippine birth certificate. For your accompanying foreign spouse, your marriage certificate, and then for your accompanying foreign child, regardless of age, a birth certificate. If you show this proof, then the 30 days return ticket will no longer apply to you. You can have an open ticket because you could stay here for 1 year. However, since immigration advisories, IATF resolution says that you need the return ticket, I will not be surprised that there may be some airlines po that it will ask for it. Upon check-in, you might be asked, where is your 30 days return ticket? Even though you are covered by Balikbayan privilege. Yun nga la, this is why we're really asking for the immigration to simply release a press release, a statement stating that those who are covered by Balikbayan privilege don't need the 30 days return ticket. That is a very small favor. No, it saves people from stress and confusion, and it's whoever wrote the IATF resolution 160B, This was also confirmed by Michelle, who inquired with the Bureau of Immigration. As per requirement of the law, all tourists, regardless of classifications, must present a return ticket. However, being a Balikbayan, you may purchase an open ticket considering that you are allowed to stay for 1 year. Now let's talk about the insurance. Do you need to buy an insurance? It depends. So there are 3 things here. You may already have the existing insurance that is already sufficient, or it may be already included in your ticket. You may have it included in your credit card. Lastly is you may have to purchase one. So for Balikbayans po, foreign tourists, no insurance, and it has to cover COVID-19. For those with existing insurance, you may already have the required insurance. You may no longer have to buy a new insurance. Does your insurance cover you if you get sick, if you fall ill in the Philippines, not just in your home country? Does it have a COVID-19 coverage of at least 35,000 US dollars? And last question, would it cover your whole stay in the Philippines? So would it still be valid? Let's say if you plan to stay there for 30 days, would it still be valid until that day that you stay in the country? If you answered yes to all those questions, then you already have the insurance that is needed. You don't have to buy. Go contact your insurer, get a statement of coverage, certificate. That's all you need. Then you don't have to buy. While for those without insurance, or maybe your insurance only covers you in your home country, or maybe your existing insurance doesn't have COVID-19 coverage, maybe inquire with your insurance too. Maybe you can just add. Anyways, for those without insurance, well, you might have to purchase one. So the duration of your insurance would only cover your duration stay in the Philippines. So if you plan to stay there for only 2 weeks or for 4 weeks, then you just get a 2 weeks in travel medical insurance. If it's 4 weeks, then you get 4 weeks coverage. Now, talking about the return ticket, immigration will not look for it if you're covered by Balikbayan privilege. But if not, of course, you need it for plain foreign tourists watching here. I already mentioned this before. Singapore Airlines Jetstar, Singapore to Manila, it's just 3,648 pesos. This is for February, March, April, and May. Very cheap. Buy this ticket, show it to the immigration itinerary, and then forget about it. It's just for, compliance purposes, just to show to the immigration. And I've been seeing these questions. Can you stay in the Philippines longer than 30 days? Yes, of course, guys. You can apply for an extension of your visa. That was one of the questions I asked to the immigration this morning. And yes, they said po, you can extend your stay. Yeah, so don't worry, you can stay longer than 30 days, huh? Just before the 30 days is up, go to the Bureau of Immigration office, pay for your visa extension. That is all po for this video. Oh, just one more day before foreign tourists can be allowed. So many lovers will be so happy for their Valentine's Day. Sana all. And I'll see you guys with another travel update. This is all for today. It's more for Balikbayans kasi. But for foreign tourists, I urge you to secure your accepted proof of vaccination if you still have time. Remember, only vaccination cards or certificates issued by this country will be accepted in the Philippines. If your country is not on this list, then please secure a WHO yellow card. I will gather experiences of people who will arrive on February 10, 11, 12 and ask if did they accept your vaccination card even if you're not on the reciprocity list. I will ask around, but yeah, it's still best to secure the yellow card if you can. I'll see you guys with our travel updates. Stay safe po and God bless you. Bye!